everybody, and welcome to another edition of Proline. This is the college football edition, and don't forget, you want to make sure and check out the NFL recap edition, which also previews the Thursday night game. That's online, and of course, we'll have our NFL edition of Proline this week as well. But we're going to focus on the colleges for now. Big Al is with us. Big Al McMordie from Big Al Sports. Chirimbes is here. I'm Dave Cokin. We are glad to have you with us. Let's get things started by talking about, before we get to the games, we're going to look at a couple of dynamite games, West Virginia, Texas, and LSU, Florida. I mean, those are the two best games of the slate this weekend, I think. So we'll try and size up those for you. Before we do that, let's talk about what's happening with the guys. We'll start with Chip, coming off another good weekend. A couple of big winners, South Florida and the Rams.
Well, you know, Dave, I'm lucky that I'm called the big game player because after winning Thursday and Friday, Saturday really wasn't so great except for my major shocker, which was a tremendous win with South Florida. And on Sunday, more of the same, a huge win with the Rams and a Game of the Year winner Sunday night. This week, I have my college game of the year, and it's $99 online. And included with that is Thursday night's winner, of course, Friday night's winner, plethora of winners on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all for $99. So give me a call at 866-841-1665. The big games and the big money around the line. These are games you can play with confidence. These are games you can step out on. We've had a great run so far, particularly with our strongest plays, and I think you'll be glad if you give me a call, 866-841-1665.
I just want to keep doing what I've been doing, whatever it is. It's right now. Another very good day on Saturday. I believe it was 6-3 overall. Top plays Texas Tech and Texas San Antonio. Texas Tech wasn't easy, but they pulled away in the fourth quarter. Texas San Antonio, I thought, was just a horrible line for most of the week. I mean, it opened at +4 against New Mexico State. Real easy winner with UTSA. NFL, top plays got their Texans and Dolphins, en route to another really good weekend in the NFL. So I'm very happy with the way things are going right now. There is a total this week that I think it's an absolutely great spot. I'm going to make it my SuperTotal of the year. We'll go on Saturday. You're going to get that along with a Sunday parlay in the NFL. So that's 3 huge games for $29. And if you're one of the first 100 callers, you also get a football TV bonus play going tonight. So actually it's going to be 4 plays altogether, just $29. 1-866-896-1629 is the number. That's 1-866-896-1629. Big Al, the Bruins, with the big bounce back, they went into Colorado and just stomped a mud hole on the Buffaloes. And then Sunday, I'm sure you hated the ending because the worst thing that can happen is you get the underdog and it's an easy winner and all of a sudden it's an overtime. But all's well that ends well. Dolphins get there. So a happy weekend for you.
Yeah, that was a crazy game between Miami and Arizona. The game kind of turned with that interception in the end zone, and then Miami, on the next play, scored I think an 80-yard touchdown pass. Those Fortune 500 Club plays, Dave, they just continue to roll. As you mentioned, UCLA Saturday, Miami Dolphins Sunday. These games go for $500 online. I've cashed every single one of them online this season. They've won 64% lifetime in the NFL. Off the top of my head, I think since 2005 in college football, the record's something like 81-39. It's just ridiculous. And we're going to feature one of those Fortune 500 Club plays in our package for all callers. We have a 3-game parlay for Saturday, plus our Fortune 500 Club NFL release for Sunday, and a 5th bonus play. If you sign up early, you get a TV winner going tonight. 5 monster plays, all for just $25. 866-841-1665. That's 866-841-1665. 5 monster plays, including a Fortune 500 release, all for just $25.
All right. Good stuff. Later on, in just a little bit, in fact, we will check in with our men on the street this week. Jeff Sad, LVSS, and Fairway J will be with us as well. Let's start things off. Al, let's stay with you. Boy, this ought to be fun. West Virginia and Texas both were involved in wild games coming into this one. West Virginia with the just off the charts high-scoring game against Baylor. Texas in a real shootout with Oklahoma State. Now they get together down in Austin, Al. This should be fun to watch.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Both teams, of course, unbeaten, but unbeaten teams are an awful 26-53 against the spread in game number 5 when they're priced from plus 3.5 to plus 15.5 points, including 5-19 against the spread when they have a defensive average of more than 17 points per game. Indeed, of the 79 games in this set, West Virginia has by far the worst defensive average of any unbeaten 4-0 team, as they've given up 32.5 points per game thus far. There's no way I can back such a club against this Texas Longhorn team that's covered 3 straight games. I'm going to take the Longhorns. Chip, what do you think about this ball game?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of scoring because it appears right now, Al and Dave, that this Texas defense is a bit overrated. People have been able to move the ball, big chunks on offense against them. And now you're coming in with a team that scored 70 points. And, I'm always suspect when a team comes in with 70 points the next week out because things had to go so well for them last week. I mean, I was telling somebody they won the game 10-9, 10 touchdowns to 9 touchdowns, and that's the way it was. I mean, this Geno Smith, my God, 20 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. I mean, that's the most impressive figure of them all from everything I've seen so far. I think that there's going to be scoring here. I think that Texas can move the ball as well. And, it's a tough call here to try and give up 6.5, 7 points in an undefeated game. Like, Al, you mentioned the stats, what it's like for the favorite in this situation. I'm thinking that this game's got to go over the total. I'd play it over.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go that way. Look. This isn't going to be the big play for me, obviously, in the totals because everybody knows it's going to be high scoring, and the odds makers have adjusted. But I don't know if they're going to have to show me they can adjust enough to this West Virginia team, which is sensational offensively. Geno Smith is playing, I believe, the best quarterback in the entire country right now. And at the same time, the Mountaineers' defense is just not good. It's not that, clearly Baylor can move the ball up and down the field as well. So that contributed some to last week's onslaught of points. But they're really not very good defensively, and so it wasn't a fluke. And Texas looks like they might be better than we think offensively. They're giving Ash a little more freedom, and he did some good things with it. It was meaningful last week. So, I really don't see how this can't be anything but another incredible shootout. So I'll lean to the over in the matchup between West Virginia and Texas. Let's take it out to the man on the street, Jeff Saad. LVSS. He's got a free pick on an NFL total going on Sunday, Jeff.
Thanks, Dave. Have a free total coming up, but first, my college underdog game of the year goes Saturday. You can get that monster shocker along with NFL triple header on Sunday, plus a bonus TV winner going tonight. All 5 plays, just $20 from LVSS. Just call 1-866-575-8916. That's 1-866-575-8916. Your free total for Week 5, the Packers at the Colts. The Colts upgraded the offense in the offseason with quarterback Andrew Luck, and they've been very good with 267 yards passing per game. But this defense is awful, like last year, with little talent or depth. 25th in run defense, while the pass defense allows 231 yards per game. And this is no ordinary offense they're facing in Green Bay and QB Aaron Rodgers. The Colts are off a bye week, but with this game indoors, it's a huge plus for the Packers and their high-octane air attack. The over is 57, 28, and 2 the last 87 Packer games versus a team with a losing record. Play the Packers and Colts to go over the total in Week 5. Once again, my college underdog game of the year goes on Saturday. You get that monster shocker along with NFL triple header on Sunday, plus a bonus TV winner going tonight. All 5 plays, just $20 from LVSS. Call 1-866-575-8916. Back to you, Dave.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jeff. Go get him this weekend. LSU and Florida. Wow. LSU hasn't been real impressive so far, but you wonder what they've been keeping under wraps. The Gators looking pretty good, especially on the defensive side. They had some good second halves. Chip? This is a great matchup. This really is the game I want to see more than any other on Saturday's schedule. I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, and LSU's coming off an unimpressive performance over Townsend State last week, and meanwhile, Florida's had 2 weeks to prepare after getting pounded last year 31-11 when they were pretty much decimated by injuries. A little surprised here that LSU is a field goal favorite at Florida. I think that even without Urban Meyer, that maybe the Gators can put it together down there. They seem to have they're 4-0 this year. LSU's 5-0, another battle of unbeatens. And it's a tough call. This is an SEC contest. My lean and my gut is to come with Florida here. And I'll tell you the truth. I won't be surprised if the LSU defense takes over either. So this is a lean. This is nothing that I'm going to come out with on a play on Saturday. I'm not going to be using this game. But if you put a gun to my head, I think I'd go with the Florida Gators.
Last Saturday was basically a record-breaking Saturday in terms of the number of points scored. It was just insane. And the odds makers have done a lot of adjusting this week based on what happened last week and based on the fact that we're seeing just these wild games all over the place. This is old school football because these two teams are defense first, and this is going to be one of those, I believe, one of those in the trenches slugfests. LSU and Florida are both going to be, they're each going to be really tough to beat this year, and the key is the team speed they've got on defense. The way things are set up right now in college football clearly favors the offense just like it does in the NFL. But if you've got speed on defense, you can still neutralize almost any offense. We've seen that out of LSU basically for 2 years. They've really not had a dynamic offense in that time, and yet they never lose football games. In Florida, this is a defense-first football team. And LSU, I believe, will have trouble scoring on them. I think LSU returns the favor, even without Honey Badger out there. This is still a top-ranked defense. I think this will be a low-scoring game, and I think that this is a week where if you can zero in on a few unders, you might have an advantage just because the numbers look like they've been boosted a point or two almost across the board because of what happened last Saturday. So I like the under in the LSU-Florida game. Big Al, how about you?
Well, I think both of you make some good points, especially you, Dave, by talking about how, LSU speed can neutralize offense. I think this is an awful spot for Louisiana State. As Chip mentioned, Florida's rested. That's a big key here. LSU has to go into Gainesville to face that rested Florida team that's playing with revenge from a 41-11 loss. I think Chip said 31-11. It was actually a 30-point loss last season. And one of the things I love to do is take underdogs in this price range that rush for at least 4.2 yards per carry and give up less than 15 points per game. Florida's rushing for 5 yards a carry. The Gators give up 12.7 points per game, and underdogs in this price range cover at a 63% clip. I'm aware that the home team in this series is a dreadful 9-22 against the spread, but they're a level 5-5 when playing with revenge off a win. I'm going to take the points here with Florida, guys.
All right, we're going to get to our best bets in just a little bit, but let's check in one more time with our man of the street. This time it's Fairway Jay. Jay.
Thanks, Dave. I've got a free pick coming up in the Penn State Northwestern game on Saturday. But first, you can join me through Monday Night Football for $20 this week. It includes a TV winner going tonight, a Saturday college parlay, and Sunday's NFL Interconference Game of the Month. We were 5-1 last Sunday in NFL action. We'll include the Monday Night Football game, 5 big plays, including the Game of the Month in NFL, for just $20. Call 1-866-896-1627. Let's get to that free play tonight in Big Ten action. Northwestern comes into this Big Ten battle at Penn State 5-0, both straight up and against the spread. After a convincing win last week over Indiana, they rolled up over 700 yards of offense. And if you haven't seen the Wildcats play yet this season, you're about to see one of the most dynamic playmakers in the conference. As Kane Coulter, a former quarterback, now playing the slot receiver, rushed for 4 touchdowns and caught 9 more passes for over 130 yards last week. Northwestern's offense is just getting started, and expect them to have success here against Penn State. The Nittany Lions have won 3 straight games following an emotional 35-7 win at Illinois last week, but they're going to have trouble containing this Northwestern dynamic attack. Northwestern, the surprise team, expect them to go to 6-0. An outright underdog win, no surprise. We'll take Northwestern as your free play on Saturday. And be sure to check back and call the office for top plays this week. 1-866-896-1627. Just $20 through the weekend.
All right, thanks, Fairway. Knock 'em dead. Best bets. We can talk about any game in the schedule, one that we've already talked about. We'll let everybody know what we've got going on this weekend as well. Chip, let's start off with you.
Well, I'm going to go right to the game we've already talked about. This West Virginia-Texas game is a marquee game, and I just don't see either side stopping the opponent's offenses. West Virginia can move the ball, and like you mentioned before, their defense hasn't stopped anybody. I see this game going over the total, Texas and West Virginia.
and let everybody know about this weekend.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Dave.
It's kind of a big game out there, Chip.
Yeah, no, we got a game of the year, and we've been hitting our big-time plays. This weekend we hit our two big major shockers on Saturday and on Sunday, plus a game of the year Sunday night. And I have more of the same in store for you. I have my college game of the year. You know, it's coming early because this matchup just jumps at me. It jumped off the sheet as soon as I saw it Sunday night. And it's a play you can step out on. It's a game you can play with confidence. This is the big game player giving you big game winners and big money games for you right now. Give me a call at 866-841-1665. It's only $99. Get in early and get Thursday's contest between the Rams and the Cardinals, my Friday USC-Utah contest, all of Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. $99, game of the year from Chip Chirimbes. Give me a call, 866-841-1665. Thanks, Dave.
Hey, Gal, the Fortune 500s, those are big plays for you, and obviously your clients want to be on the right side of those, and they have been so far, coming off a great weekend last weekend with those, and now an opportunity for everybody to get one on the cheap this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. You know, in the first segment I mentioned that, you know, off the top of my head, I thought the record was 81-39. It's actually 85-41 going back to 2005 online in the college football Fortune 500s. We haven't lost a play online this year on the Fortune 500 Club releases college or pro football. Last week, UCLA and the Dolphins. NFL Fortune 500, 64% lifetime online. And our offer is simply this. 3-game parlay for Saturday plus a Fortune 500 NFL release on Sunday. It'll be sold for $500 online. You get those 4 games for just $25 plus a bonus 5th game. If you sign up early, you get a TV winner going tonight. So possibly 5 monster plays, only $25. 866-841-1665. That's 866-841-1665.
And how about a best bet for you?
Sorry about that. My best bet's easy. It's going to be on the Florida Gators.
Well, I'll stay in the same game, and I will take the under in that game. It's not the odds makers that are doing you the favor. It's other bettors that are doing you the favor. The odds makers know the tendencies of bettors and base the numbers that they put up, in many cases, on, you know, obviously some power ratings and things like that, but also on what they believe bettors are going to do. And in this week, based on the numbers I'm looking at, the odds makers believe that bettors are going to flock to the overs across the board. I don't blame them. I think they're right in that assessment. But that does create some situations where you have some value on unders. And I think one of them is the LSU Florida game. So I'm going to make that my best bet on the show. Excuse me. I'm also going to have one really big play on a total this weekend. I think the number's off on this. It's not a mistake by the odds maker. It's a mistake by the public. Their assessment is incorrect. The odds makers know what they're doing. And they put up a number that I think begs for you to take, well, what is going to be a winner. And it's going to be my super total of the year. You're going to get that along with an NFL parlay on Sunday. And I'm just killing the NFL right now. 3 monster plays for $29. First $100. Also get a football TV bonus that goes tonight. So that's 4 games in all, and it's only $29. 1-866-896-1629. That's 1-866-896-1629. Guys, we ripped right through these 2 big games. Hopefully some good opinions, and I say we do it again next week.
I'll be here.
All right. So for Chip and for Big Al, and for Fairway J and Jeff Side, I'm Dave Cokin. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the NFL edition of ProLine as well. See you soon.
Good luck,